everybody. My name is Shubhajit Banak and I'm a lawyer. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Lawyer's Law for Students. Today, I bring to you part 9 of the Constitution of India. Yes, part 9, that's the Panchayats. The purpose of this video, as I've always said, is to prepare you for the examination so that you can use lockdown time to be a study time. And you can understand the concepts of it so that it's easier for you in the examination, right? Having said so, we start. Do like, share and subscribe, right? And do send me comments on the inbox. I need to know, interact, what is happening. If you need some videos on certain topics, tell me. I'll get that for you, right? I'll have to do such work sitting back at home. Anyways, let's start. Part 9 of the Constitution of India is the Panchayats. Part 9 has two other parts, 9A and 9B. 9A is the municipalities and 9B the cooperative societies. For this lecture, we'll all be concentrating on 9, that is Panchayats. The range of articles, as I always teach, is from Article 243 to Article 243O. Right. After 243, the scheme of articles is as follows: 243A, 243B, 243C, and so on till 243O. Right. Now, how do you recall that in the examination hall? The trick is, we discussed the topic Panchayat. Sorry. We discussed the topic Panchayat. Panchayat starts with the letter P. If Panchayat starts with the letter P, then the letter prior to P is O, M-N-O-P. That's the trick. So, Panchayat is from Article 243 to Article 243O. Very good. So, within this range of articles, the entire of Panchayat is there in the Constitution. One more very important thing, that is, we take it quantum-wise, that is, say, small section-wise. Little things, informations, we understand the information, then you weave out a big concept of Panchayat. Okay, take it. We have to just understand what is a Panchayat. A Panchayat is an institution of local self-government. Very easy, an institution of local self-government. Having said that, Panchayat functions at the village level, the intermediate level, and the district level. All right? Sorry. At the village level, at the intermediate level, and at the district level. So what is a village? To understand a village level, we have to know what is a village. We have to understand what is an intermediate level and what is a district. The answers are there in Article 43. In Article 243, there is a definition. If I'm wrong, I just corrected. It's Article 243. The definitions are there. So far as village is concerned, it says, in substance, that a village which is specified by the governor of a state by way of a public notification, indicating it to be a village for the purpose of Part 9 of the Constitution of India, is a village, so far as Panchayat is concerned. Clear? So if the governor of a state specifies by way of a public notification a particular village or a group of villages to be a village under Part 9, then it's a village under Part 9. Okay. Similarly, for intermediate level, if an intermediate level is specified by the governor of a state by way of a public notification, it becomes an intermediate level for this part. Clear? And district is a district of a state. Got. Now, we need to understand few more concepts. They are, what is a Panchayat area and what is population in this context. Panchayat area means the territorial area of the Panchayat. Easy. And population, it is understood or ascertained from the last previous census, all right, which has been the important part, published, when the figures have been published. Okay. If the last previous census, the figures are published, from therein we can ascertain the population. So by now we understand village level, intermediate level, district. Then we know population and we also know what is Panchayat area. Okay. Now with these concepts we start. Article 243A talks about Gram Sabha. How do you recall? Gram Sabha has an A, so 243A. Easy? Good. So Gram Sabha, let me explain what's a Gram Sabha. Remember it. Within a Panchayat area, there will be villages or village. Those villages will have villagers. Those villagers will have their names indicated in the voters list. All right. Now, if such villagers, from such villages, some of the villages form a body. That body is called a Gram Sabha. 243A, easy. So, and the powers and functions of the Gram Sabha, the legislature of a state may legislate on that. Understand, legislative competence. The legislature of a state may legislate on that. Clear. 243B and 243C, they talks about the constitution of Panchayat and the composition of Panchayat. Now students, it's very important for you to understand the difference between constitution and composition. Constitution of Panchayat means the formation of the entire body, all right, how it's constituted. Okay, and the composition means how the inner framework, who are the members, how it is to be done, that part. Okay, 243B, the first thing which comes is constitution. So the Constitution of India provides that there should be a panchayat at every level, that is village level, intermediate level and district level. I need not explain. But if a state has a population not more than 20 lakhs, it may not have an intermediate level panchayat. Clear? Good enough. Now the next level we take is that composition. So far as composition of panchayat is concerned, it is by the elected members are elected by way of direct election. Okay. But there is a mathematics here, there is a pattern here. It says that, see, suppose this is the village level. Okay, at the village level there will be some seats for which there will be contest. All right, so election will be for a few seats within the village level. All right, election will be for other seats at the intermediate level, and election will be from other seats at the district level. Clear? The ratio between the population of the level and the number of seats and the population, that ratio should be, as far as practicable, almost in a conformity throughout the state. Clear? Okay. Now, so far as the territory is concerned of a particular level, that territory is broken up into territorial constituencies. All right. And again the same pattern. The ratio of the number of seats to the population of each constituency should be, as far as practicable, confirmatory. I mean, it's a pattern that should be followed throughout the territory, panchayat area. Clear? Okay. So this much you know so far as the composition is concerned. There's something else also, but we keep it to the simple basics. Next, you have to understand 243D, that's reservation. Yes, reservation is there shall be reservation for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. I'm so sorry for that. Sudden cough. If there is a reservation, what is the pattern of reservation? The pattern of reservation is, see, now we talk of two ratios going pattern. Right? The first one is the ratio of the number of seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe to the total number of seats thrown up for direct election. That must be in confirmation with the population of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe to the total population. All right. So these two ratios there should be a uniformity across. That's the first point of reservations. Second part, of this reservation of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, 1/3 has to be reserved of seats has to be reserved for women of belonging to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. Clear? Okay. The third point is, including the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, as also women belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, these reservations, of the total number of seats, there has to be 1/3 reservation for women. Okay. And this has to go across constituencies by rotation. What is the concept of rotation across constituencies? Different lecture. This will be a miscellaneous lecture when I'll talk about this important concept. But now you understand what's the reservation method. All right. If you don't understand anything, halt here, pause, rewind, again listen, then start. Okay. So after reservation, we have to understand the duration of a panchayat. All right. The duration of a panchayat is for 5 years from the date of its first meeting, and no longer. Right. 5 years from the date of its first meeting and no longer. Right? Clear. Unless it is dissolved by operation of law earlier. Okay. So we have two situations, one full term and one for a term where dissolution takes place earlier by operation of law. All right. So in the former case, when it's a full term, it runs to full term of 5 years, the election for the next round has to be completed within the period of this 5 years. All right. Okay. So far as the dissolution before the term of 5 years is concerned, there has to be a re-election or a separate election within 6 months of the date of dissolution. Clear? Very good. This much is clear. But if the remainder period of 6 months, all right, I mean that we have to wait that the re-election must be conducted within a period of 6 months from the date of dissolution. But if the entire period which remains, remainder period is less than or equal to 6 months, then there is no need of re-election. Clear? Clear. Now let us talk about disqualification. Here's an important thing. If you know about disqualification, that if you are disqualified by a law, then you to contest, then you cannot contest. And if you cannot contest for the Legislative Assembly, then also you cannot contest. But here's a rider. If you are 21 years and above, but less than 25, that would not be a disqualification. Am I clear? And how to resolve this part if an issue as to the question of disqualification, that the legislature of a state may legislate on that. How to do? We're clear on that. Now, what is the purpose? What does basically the Panchayat do? See, social justice, basically, and socio-economic development. I'm using heavy words, but simple put, the development of the country at that line should go. So, the plans and implementation of schemes on these lines on what? On subjects indicated in the 11th schedule. All right? 243G, I'm talking about. 243G has a direct reference to the subjects in the 11th schedule. Remember, on those subjects, schemes, plans, etc. can come in from the Panchayat level. Right? That's the part. So, when you talk of Panchayat, 243G, schedule 11. Okay? Clear. Now, we skip some. We come to elections. That's 243K. So, how do you remember elections, Panchayat elections 243K? The trick is, when you pronounce the word election, although it's E-L-E-C-T-I-O-N, but the C is pronounced as K, elections, K. So remember, 243K, elections. Now, election has two parts. One, the preparation of the roll, electoral roll, and the other, the conduct of elections. Okay. Now, so far as the preparation of electoral roll is concerned, the superintendents, remember the word superintendents. Superintendents, the word superintendents has the letters S, D, and C. S, D, and C. So identify those letters and say the superintendents, direction, and control of the preparation of the electoral, the draft electoral of the electoral rolls, and the control and the conduct of the elections. These things are done by the election commission in the state, which is there is an election commissioner for that. That is the fundamental understanding, because with elections, you know, it has to be done within 5 years, because 5 years is the maximum term if it runs a full term and not longer, right? And if there is a dissolution before that, then that has to be taken, that the re-election has to take place within a period of 6 months from the date of dissolution. But in case of Panchayat elections, there must be election commission, election commissioner, and the keywords are superintendents. The next letter is what? Direction, D, and C, control of the preparation of the rolls and the conduct of elections. This is the main thing. Gone. Then there is one part which says that this is not, this part, that Panchayat thing is not applicable towards the country. The entire country is not applicable. Few things where it's not applicable, keep in mind. Firstly, in the states of Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Nagaland, it's not applicable, right? First. Second, so far as the state of Arunachal Pradesh is concerned, the reservation of the scheduled caste part, which we have just talked about, 243D, that is not applicable. Clear? Then, so far as the scheduled areas and the tribal areas under Article 244, it's not applicable. In Darjeeling, also there is a district council, there's a council, something Gorkha Council, I recall the word, it's not applicable there. All right. Then the hilly areas of Manipur, it's not applicable there. So there are things where it's not applicable. Just remember, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Mizoram, not applicable. Hilly areas of Manipur, not applicable. Darjeeling, not applicable. To remember, scheduled areas and tribal areas, not applicable. We have not studied that, but not applicable. So these things not applicable is more, which should, strike your head. Not applicable, not applicable. Darjeeling, oh, it was not applicable. Manipur, Meghalaya, Manipur, hilly areas not applicable. Okay. Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya not applicable. Scheduled areas, tribal areas not applicable. So you know, basic concepts. So this is how you understand in a nutshell what is the part 9 of the Constitution of India, Panchayats. We shall follow up with the other things, 9A and 9B, but in other videos. Now, I want you to do something to me. I want you to inbox to me how the video was. Although it's a simple lecture, using simple gadgets and simple stuff, so I'm talking with you in this lockdown period, but I want you to inbox to me. I should get your reactions. Many subscribers do inbox to me. Do tell me. They do call me up also. But I need your response. Unless I have your response, I do not know how we are going across. Right? Let us do it for us. And do like, share and subscribe. I know I want people to participate. A lot more people. Right? Thank you. Stay fit. Stay home.